Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 8 of RimWorld Winter's Waystation, which originally streamed live on Twitch. So the briefest of brief recaps would be that we started off with just Winter. Winter was a slightly modified rich explorer, and his idea was to spread Santanism to all that want to visit his little Waystation. So we live here up in the north, pretty close to the North Pole, and he's hosting this little Waystation so that travelers can be well looked after. The mod list is in the commands, and we have mods like hospitality and bad hygiene, so that we have to take care of more than just the default vanilla. And I have a lot of big plans. A lot of big plans for this little setup here, but the unfortunate part of that means there won't be as much viewer feedback, because in order to do grander plans, you kind of just need to put them in motion. We have recruited quite a few of our Santanist followers. Unfortunately, Kellyanne is a holdout, believing in tribal independency. But everybody else is Santanists, except for the visitor, but the visitors wouldn't be expected to be Santanists. And yeah, we're kicking this off. The first thing I want to do here is to allow my visitors to eat without having to be waited upon, so that I can free up people to not have to do that. So in order to get there, go to guests, go to map settings, and set guests may take food for free. That way they don't have to be waited on. And then by default, we are going to restrict them home. Eventually, what I will do is I'll have a specific zone for them to exist in, and we'll try to entertain when they're here. So the bigger picture is, I want to actually turn this into a very bustling Waystation, and that's going to be a sizable amount of work. So in order to do that, and I'll just talk from high-level concepts. It's not going to exactly be this, but from high-level concepts, what we want is we want a kitchen. Let me just sort of draw you a plan. We want a kitchen that links to a dining room that is shared of both colonists and guests, and then guest lodging. And to keep the guests only in their lodging or in the dining room. So when they're here, they are behind walls in their own sort of compound. And then the kitchen will link to everything else that we live in as like a sort of a high-level concept, so that we have our own quarters and we have their quarters, and we don't really intermix, except for when we're entertaining one another. So that's the sort of idea. I would also like to fully utilize this fertile zone here. Fully utilize it with the skylights and heating, and eventually sprinkler irrigation. So that's another thing I'd like to get moving, which means that a ton of our structures here are going to be ripped up, torn up, and moved. So big things. I was when I originally streamed this, I wasn't planning on having more than just the one stream, so I was building small. But now it's pretty clear that you guys want more, so we'll expand it. And let me catch up on this activity feed. No 1Z, J-Dog, Glitch, Average Joe, Kellyanne, Randallthor, Petrable, Shellbell, and E2 Linux. Thank you for the bits and the subs. Thanks for all the love for this Christmas series. So how's that sound to all of you guys, to have a proper lodging? I'll let you poll on that just in case. Is my suggested focus of proper lodging a good one? Yes, work on it, or no, do something else. So, there you go. You can make your voice heard. This is a pseudo-democracy, and as such, I'll allow you to provide feedback. So one of the things we're going to want to do, because bodies are ugly, is to get rid of these bodies. I think burying them, given the quantity of bodies that we have been having to deal with and probably will have to deal with, burying them is really not going to work. So I'm going to burn them. I know that sounds evil, but it's just cremation. That's all it is. And we'll start to get these corpses hauled away so they don't upset anyone. Canonically, and through lore, the way you can think about bodies like this, these are evil anti-Christmas, anti-Santa spirits. So, although it seems like, yeah, okay, I'm like killing people wholesale, that's real evil. These are, you know, it's like killing evil child-eating spirits. So I don't feel bad about it. In other words. We are going to exhume all these bodies and really start to stockpile. Now, unfortunately, I don't believe I have any... I don't have any bloodlusters that don't mind corpses or psychopaths or anything like that. Bloodlusters are the only ones that don't mind rotted corpses, so I'm going to want to do this swiftly and thoroughly. And one of the reasons to do this is just to get these graves out of the way so that I can start to set up the proper lodging if that's what wins in the polls. Okay, don't bury them, because that's not what I want you to do. So, winner, let's deconstruct these graves so that we actually haul these out. It's interesting how fast we can, like, fill in graves here. Now, one thing that's outstanding, and I'll have you all voted on this, is the fact that winner has a little bit of royal rank and is technically entitled to a neuroformer, but I'm not really sure that that's a route I want to take. So I'm going to wait for some early birds to filter in, but I will like your feedback on that, because I do have this royal ascent and yeoman ceremony here, but I'm not exactly sure I want to be a yeoman, because then, in a way, we're sort of a pawn of another lord. And we believe in Santanism and not royal rank and, you know, that jazz. So I'll have you vote on that as well. Winter here is not so happy about his corpse hauling. Shay and Guero, thank you for the bits. Joint, thank you for the resub. 14 months. That's awesome. All right, I think at this point we have tidied up the bodies. This is what needs to get burned. And Kellyan, where are you? You are going to do the honors. Christmas. We're turning these bodies into coal. If only we could turn them into coal and send them back to their original owners. And Winter is throwing a party, which is probably good, because he has observed rotting corpse and observed corpse debuffs up the wazoo. Also, Moldy is... Okay, Moldy is eating. Not starving. And there it is. A little corpse burning party. Alright, it looks like you guys want me to work on the lodge. So let me update the priority. Revamp the entire settlement. It's going to be a rather large project, so it's going to take me a while, but I'll try to do it as swiftly as I can. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Starling and Moldy help me out, because this is really not a project just for one. Although there's 4 desperate refugees yeah, okay. There's 4 desperate refugees, and a little reminder, of course, is that we don't turn people away. We believe in charity, so let's hope that these can help us. Let me go through their priorities. That also means that we have a raffle to queue up, because guests get raffled. In fact, guests, refugees like this might even choose to join us. So the raffle timer is now up, and any subscriber that types in the chat between now and when the raffle timer goes off is eligible to win. So sometimes these guys ask to join, sometimes they don't. We'll see. And as far as constructors go, Chumonos, or whatever their name is indeed a constructor, so that will be helpful. We have someone that sort of cooks, but they're not level 6, so they're not going to be able to make fine meals. And we do have a miner. 2 miners, in fact. One of the miners is level 6 in Burning Passion, so I'm going to have them start mining. Obviously, they're not going to get full yield. Full yield's at 8, but it's certainly better than what we've been doing so far. So, with the brand new miner that we have that has a Burning Passion in it, here you go, sir. Get crack-a-lackin'. And good luck to all of you in the raffle. I really wish that I could have every single person win raffles, but that's just not that plausible. But what is plausible is when I do Western Settlers, there will be a lot of opportunity for people to have characters, so I'm eager for that as well. Can I produce chocolate in this game? I sure can. I sure can. It's too bad there's no candy canes, but there is eggnog. So we'll do eggnog as well. And here, these guys are passing by. I don't think they're actually going to be guests. Another thing I pretty ought to probably try to do is to try to get as much jade as I can, because jade is green and, well, you know, Christmas, right? So we'll try to get as much as that going as possible. As far as wildlife goes, it looks like we are a little bit of a lack of food, so I'm going to hunt some buck and doe, get some Christmas venison. Let's hunt some wild boars as well. So here is Tiberios already hammering away at the steel, and I am so happy about this because we've been steel starved for the entire time so far. With greenhouses, you can grow everything. True, with some asterisks. Trees can't be roofed. So with a greenhouse, if we are going to have a roof over it, it needs to not be roofed, which is a caveat. Uh-oh, Fairy is getting sick. Julio Jackson coming in. Hi, JJ. A chemically interested, jealous, tough, anti-intellectual. Oh, Joy. And an animal transport crash of a megasloth named Sadness. Alright, you go tend to Sadness. If you can get there in time. Oh, it's raining on Sadness. Come on, Sadness, don't die on me. And rescuing Sadness. My butchery should not allow... Okay, so I think this raccoon actually rotted while it sat there. So I guess that's fine. And we're getting the steel for the revamp project, but not a lot of other progress has been made. So one of the things... Oh, it looks like Winter's doing it now. Sort of. He did 2 little things and then left. Because yeah, why not? Moldy just betrayed us. Where are you, Moldy? Where is Moldy? Oh, he's breaking our well. Betrayer of the faith. Okay, Fairy, you can sit this one out, because you are ridiculously ill as a result of cooking. Come on, Moldy. No, don't break my Christmas tree. You don't get to do that. Bye, Moldy. Moldy betrayed us and has paid the ultimate price. I feel bad about that, but, you know, his choice, not mine. All right, the raffle timer. Good luck to all of you. I'm going to go left to right here. First one goes to my Hi Goku. You usually want to go by Mike, so let me know if you want to go by Mike or not. Just @tag me so I can see your message. E2 Linux. Ooh, congratulations. Brand new sub and you're already winning. Of course, if you guys want to change your names, like I said, just tag me. Costello, you winning yet again. It's a good name. And last but not least, Patty Wagon. Hey, Patty. Glad you could join me. So here are the names that I picked, deriving. E2 would be fine? Sure. E2 Brute. I know that's Et2, but yeah, whatever. Alright, so Winter is now working. And Sadness joined. Oh, so Sadness gets raffled as well. Should Nightbot keep the Mega Sloth? What do you guys think? You guys could vote. I'll re-raffle if you vote no. So Sadness is going to need some training. Ideally, hauling would be great. Mike is perfect. Okay, we'll keep it. Costello and Paddy Wagon, if you want to change your names, just let me know. Let's clean the vomit before we cook. Seems like a prudent idea. So we're trying to get rid of this structure here so that I can expand up north. I did mention previously that it would be unwise to go too close to the border of the map, and don't worry, I'm still sort of keeping that in mind. But the other thing I'm probably going to want is some stone cutting benches, because I'm going to want an external wall out of stone. Okay, we don't need to be hauling animal corpses far and wide to the pile anymore. It's very challenging to try to get my craftsmen to focus on their task. So here we go. We're going to do any stone brick. I don't really care what it is. And we are going to drop it on the floor when we're done. Focusing, of course, on making blocks the fastest possible. The side effect will be mess. But I don't really mind the mess because I'm planning on redesigning kind of everything. So not that big of a problem. And it looks like Nightbot is indeed getting to keep Sadness. I called the poll a little early, but there's only 30 seconds left. I don't see that flip-flopping. So, Nightbot, the Mega Sloth. It does mean that I'm going to need to add even more food eligible for the animals, which might be tricky, but I think we'll be okay. E2 is Sad Wandering. Hey, Real Gamer Kitten. Welcome to the stream. Fairy is idle. Yeah, because you only do social. You're also leaving in 16 hours, so I'm not that worried about that. And Mike is Sad Wandering. Man, my guests are, or refugees rather, are not happy with me at all. Takarash, Happy New Year to you too, and thank you for the sub, the resub. What is the final goal for this series? There is no final goal. I don't think it's going to go long enough to get there, if I'm going to be honest. This was supposed to be a one-off. It's going to be a two-off. The final goal is just to build a Waystation. There is no loftier goal. Alright, so now we're cleaning up the flagstone. So we're getting to a point where we're going to be able to expand north. The thing is, I'm going to want some sort of border wall. So the natural tiles, we do have granite tiles. So actually, let me change this any stone block to granite only, because granite is the strongest of the natural stone. So drop on floor, copy, and paste. And we'll try to get as much granite as possible. Woof! Thank you for the sub. Here, from one woof to another. Here's one of my woofs. So our population is about to drop to 4. Barry's about to leave. And the quest for Fairy was a power claw and a low shield pack. She was just here to be hosted. She doesn't really do any work. So it's not a huge loss, but, you know, I don't get to keep her. Not unless I want to violate my my alliance. It's too bad about Mike and E2, though, because I could have really used the extra help, but too smart and jealous, probably greedy. They don't really have good traits. Patty's traits are okay-ish. Slowpoke's not great, but yeah, they're not exactly all-stars. Probably got kicked out of their last colony for being lackluster. These two foxes here are going to be here for 10 more days. That's a little while longer. And my guest, JJ, has enjoyed his stay, so he'll be back soon. All right, we are almost cleaned up. And here's the shuttle for Fairy. Landed in the river. Not exactly the best pilot, I guess. So the granite wall that I want, the sort of like external protection wall, I'm going to have, let's say, like that. So this wall will be granite, and then we'll do recessed sort of pillbox design. So we'll have external granite doors, let's say every 15 or so. Might not be perfect. And then behind the granite doors will be wood ones that the granite doors will be forced open unless there's enemies incoming. What happened to you? A squirrel messed you up proper, and you're gonna die from squirrels. What is this, the UK? With Psycho Squirrel on the loose? So, with a bunch of stone cutting, we'll be able to get our external walls going, and then once the external walls are going, I can start filling in the details with the rest of the, you know, the guest quarters and the like. So let's do another door 15 down, which would be here. And then plan for another one. And what's going to be a little tricky about this wall is some of this wall will have to be wood as it crosses the water. Can I tend the wolf? It's a fox. I could, but right now I have a current priority, and adding additional animal handling to that priority means that work gets done much slower. I'm trying not to... This is just nature. Although Omega just got inspired taming. That's kind of funny. So I could obviously tame this fox immediately. We, however, believe in caribou. So one of the things I might want to do is to tame caribou. Although there's no caribou here right now. Because we would become happier if there was caribou in the colony. So that might be a worthy endeavor. With the external walls becoming stone, I don't really need to worry about external fire breaks. That's not going to be so much of an issue. And holy cow, has it been raining so long. I need this rain to go away. So I don't want to build too close to the wall in terms of the lodgings. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start the lodgings here. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to have the guests each sort of have their own everything. And by everything, what I mean is toilets and beds. I want them to actually be cared for properly. Initially, I'll probably have shared toilets, but eventually, perhaps we make it nicer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to design it in such a way that I can expand upon it. So I'm not going to build any structures just south of this, and each lodging is going to be physically separate from one another. So these are going to be really nice beds for the guests. And we'll do 3 to start. I think I'm going to go back on what I said, and I'll have this jut outwards, because I didn't plan for these structures to be so close. It does mean that we'll have a hypothetically somewhat exposed wooden door, which isn't great. But it's only one thing that could burn, and it's not going to get through the second door. Alright, the animals need some food. So I'm setting my colonists up for nutrient paste, and next person that goes for food will make the paste. I don't have a lot of animals to hunt right now, so I gotta be careful about overhunting and not having food left for anyone. The other thing I really need to do is grow. But that means I have to pull winter off of construction. But food is, you know, obviously very important. Chase Rushworth. Visiting the colony. Oh! Sorry, Fairy. You've been sitting in that pod the whole time. I didn't really realize. She's been starving to death in there. Oopsie. Whoa, you had insect jelly in your pockets? Man, you came loaded. Oh, E2 and... Who was the other miner? No, it was just E2? You are doing a beautiful job. Look at all this steel that I can use now. Alright, Winter, please get back to work. We need sewing. Why is my... Why is my cow... Oh, this is propped open with poo. I see. Well, that's poopy. There we go. Now the cow will be put back into pasture. Okay, the border walls come together. The lodgings are coming together. This kitchen is probably going to grow a little bit, and then obviously this dining room is going to change dimensions a little bit as well. So I think the largest I want these bedrooms are probably 9. So I'm going to put a plan down for myself for later, just to make sure I don't ever butt up against the edge here. And then this dining room is going to change to be this large. And then I'm probably going to move my kitchen more westward as well. Because obviously this is all going to change so that we can walk around the edge. But it's coming together. I like how it's coming together. Hey, Patty, would you do me a favor? Where is... Here, just use... Grenades are fine. The saboteur is gone. Go back to your knife, though. Didn't want to have to keep seeing his corpse. A reminder that he felt that us Satanists were worth killing. Poor soul. Poor, misinformed soul. So some of these bedrooms are going to be moved a little bit. There we go. And then this wall is going to come down. Because there will be other beds available for Mike. There we go. Now no one is without a bed. No, there was an extra N in there. It wasn't Satanist, it was Satan. Santanist, or whatever. Maybe I need to enunciate better. Maybe he thought we were Satanists. Maybe that's it. Maybe he just, he wasn't fully literate, and he didn't get that there's a difference between Satanist and Santanist. I understand. It's confusing. But he shouldn't attack us for it, right? So this whole back wall that has been roofed up can be unroofed. I'm not going to roof up the bedrooms yet either. So that we can build the insides better. And then we'll continue with the every 15 added door. So let's rock this westward. And I'll probably go one more 15 out. And then bring the wall south. It's a lot of granite. Obviously, we don't have this kind of granite yet. But this is the eventual plan, the eventual floor print. Let's move that up 4. And this is why it's one of those mega projects that means that I'm not going to really be able to take viewer feedback for a bit. But it's coming together. I think to speed this up a little bit, let me hit the granite steles and the like with my constructors. A betrayal offer. No, I don't betray my refugees ever. So I don't care what your reasons are. It's not going to be done. Your mood is going through the floor because the biosolids composter is in your room? Yeah, but at least you're warm. You're a refugee. If I could do better, I would. But obviously we're busy, so, you know, I gotta be a little stingy for now. Only be more generous later on, right? Yeah, can you imagine being paid, as a believer in Santa, being paid off to betray people? No, that's not who we are. The architects might have taken it. The Wendigos wouldn't have had refugees in the first place. Actually, the architects probably wouldn't have hosted the refugees in the first place either. How will I set up the insides of the private rooms? It's hard to show you without the additional technology of... yeah, it's hard to show you now, but I will once I'm able. And my hospitality score was 90, so Rushworth is going to be back. Awesome. I love when that works out. So we have a lot of roofs to remove. That's basically today's task. And some farming. And looking at my current food values. Yeah, I'm going to keep sowing. Hey, Emily, don't forget to feed the animals. Oh, good point. Yeah, I have been forgetting. Luckily, we don't have any animal starvation yet. Although, Yoda's just about at that point. I set them up for nutrient paste. I think what's probably going to be best in the long run is for me not to have nutrient paste for animals because they don't know how to take it from the machine, and just to spend the manpower once I have the additional labor on making kibble, as that is a far better solution. But here we go, some animal feed, so thank you for the reminder. I think, given the projects we want done, I'm going to remove the required recreation. They'll recreate when they want now. And there we go. Animals have food. Is there a power cable in this wall? No, there isn't. Okay. I could just do it this way. And Costello! is pissed off because he's wielding a club. Well, you showed up with it. Don't blame me for your mistakes. That is, that's weak sauce. I'm probably going to want to do as much mining with this temporary refugee guest as I can, because he's not going to stick around forever, and once he leaves, I'm going to be without a miner, so get him added ASAP. I'll probably also not do the cutout boxes at the moment. I'm going to wait until the full wall is constructed. A little worried about this this bear sitting on my, you know, on my the boundaries of my community. I don't much like that. I'm watching you, Grizzly. I'm adding some more biosolids composters in hopes that I'll be able to process the backlog of fecal sludge. Eventually what I will do is I'll have a septic field, but I'm not there yet. Just not there yet. And you are eating all of my fine meals. You've managed to eat like 6 of them. You also use drugs, but I didn't tell you to use drugs, so I don't know what your deal is. You're just an angry dude. It's not my fault. Alright, so here's another composter. And Costello's no longer picking out. But you have to replace all of the things that you just ate. In terms of research, what next research project? So we have a few choices. We could do tree sowing, which would lead to chocolate. One of the advantages of sowing trees is they don't grow when it's too cold, but they also don't die, much like a heel root. So there's that advantage. We could do double strand. That way, we could be colored red without having to do Tinctoria dyes. What else? We could invest in solar. Or microelectronics, which would lead to faster research benches. And then let's include septic tanks, if we want to add to plumbing. So I'll just include these 5 options and you can vote on them. Timer is up. So let me know what you think. Winter. You are the best farmer around, so I'm going to have you cut these trees down. It's going to be a lot faster for you to cut these pines than for someone like Starling to do it, who has no idea what he's doing. Let me catch up on the feed. Shake your bunny. Thank you for the resub. 17 minutes ago, and I didn't even notice. Cypher and Marauder, thanks for the subs as well, the resubs. I hope you're enjoying the little winter special here. I know I am. Okay, I probably don't need this large of a haze zone, so I'm going to shrink this considerably. I don't think Marauder's going to be eating all that much. The foxes are here for just 1 more week. And a lot of this wall is built, which is great. So now what I'm waiting on is for them to strip up the floors so for me to sort of relay out the rec room. I have a raid. Busto Kinship. They are preparing a while. So you guys want septic tanks, it seems. So I'll queue that up. Well, I'll queue that up, but if this changes, if the priority above my head changes, I can always change too. I'm not going to send my refugees to fight my fights. My fights are my own. Let's see if we can't lure them to the chunks and leave them out in the open here. Looks like Kellyan's not going to, or Starling's not going to make it in time. Get behind the tree. Oh, you can't shoot anything from behind the tree. Oh, sorry, raccoon. Crossfire. It was me too. And we'll just focus on one target at a time so that they flee. So now they're bringing in their assault. I don't know what Jackal's been doing this whole time, just like hanging out back there. But Jackal will be the next obvious target because he's going to want to close the distance to us. And he's down. Jackal had Jade. These guys don't. Starling got shot in the head. Ouch. And my best doc is probably Patty. So Patty, I'm going to have you go tend to us. Omega and Starling... Omega and Starling could both go to their hospital bed. I'm going to move the... I'm not going to worry about lights. I'll just tend without lights. And you guys want septic tanks. So they don't have to deal with so much fecal sludge. Okay. Give puppies a treat. Here you go. Here you go, buddy. Alright, done. Why does Patty not have a bed? Patty, this is your bed. Wasn't too bad of a raid. Looks like Nightbot is going to be set in the Yoda zone until Nightbot knows how to haul. So that Nightbot doesn't wander around eating any of my seeds or anything like that. And, cheers to you. Marriage is on! Starling and Omega. I guess their near-death experience, triggered a proposal. So, marriage spot is down. That would be awesome. That would be, I'd be very happy if they got married. Oh my lord. E2. Are you named E2 because you're some sort of mining robot? Because look at that mountain. Save the butcher? This guy, you mean? Oh, he's dead. He's a psychopath. I don't think a psychopath really belongs in our community anyway. Now, lore-wise, I know this isn't in the rules, but lore-wise, this Thragel and Pertus pirates are never going to be treated nicely. In our lore, they are evil Christmas spirits who... They're permanently hostile, so I'm never going to release them or doctor them or do anything. They're just going to bleed out on the fields. They are, you know, the evil Christmas spirits, and they're going to be ignored. The other people, which would be this group, will be rescued when convenient. But right now, I'm just trying to solely focus on this mega project because this mega project is going to take a lot of time. And here's another visitor. So these bedrooms are ready. The thing about these bedrooms, they aren't going to easily be heated, so our wood is rather low. Let me cut some wood. So I'm going to set up a grow zone, where I'm going to try to set up a grow zone and fail, and not allow sowing, but allow cutting. There's still a lot of wood out here that I guess we haven't collected, but 300 of it. Hey, Randolski. Ahoy to you, too. Repainting the home zone to include things that we want to keep protected. And let's just keep working on this this here project. So, Winter, I think I'm going to have you construct over plant cut because you are our best constructor. And I need you to focus on that. Because once these rooms are ready, I can move my guests up there, which would be very, very good. So how large do I want my rec room? Maybe I want to separate it. Normally, for min-max reasons, I have a combined recreation and dining room. But I think I'm actually going to separate them out now. I might even have two dining rooms. One for my guests and one for me. I rather like that concept. Oh, don't roof that. Thank you for tuning in to Winter's Waystation, which originally streamed live on Twitch, January 4th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch one of my live streams, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode, or perhaps an upcoming stream. Farewell, friend.